It was early one crisp winter morning when Scotty the Stotty was born, or should I say baked. Even though it was cold and dark outside, it was cosy inside the Big River Bakery in Shieldfield, which sits near the banks of the River Tyne in Newcastle.
Affordable, healthy local food should be for everyone, not just the affluent. And really, the bakery is a symbol of that. It's a practical model of showing how that is possible.
We do a lot of work to support local people, the employability course, the Pay As You Feel Soup Day, to try and make good, healthy baked things accessible to the people of the area. On a usual day, we come in about 7 o'clock in the morning, and the first job is to get the bread dough ready for all the shop and the wholesale orders.
We then have to make sure we have all the ingredients, we've got all the equipment working correctly.
And then I usually go on to finishing the sweet things, so I do a lot of the cakes and kind of caramel shortbreads and things that we sell. I finish those for the shop. And then it's back on to shaping the dough, so making the stotties and the bloomers.
All the recipes what we have, they've all been developed probably over the last 18 months, and we seem to be onto some real winners. I would recommend a ham and peas pudding stotty. They are top notch.
I love the scones. A cheese scone, warm with lots of butter. That would be my lunch. And maybe some soup on the side.
We created a social enterprise, baked some bread, had a stall, asked the locals, should we start a bakery? And they said yes. Found a bakery, wasn't being used on a Friday, so we baked there, and then on a Saturday, sell the bread in the local library. And that's how it was for 6-7 years. Just a volunteer thing, juggling that with trying to make enough money to keep a roof over my head while we developed the idea. And just realized how to make it scale up. You can't do it on your own, Andy. You need to build a team. And that's when it really started moving. We found this place, renovated it. Now we've got 15 staff, 2 sites, and the turnover's gone up a power of 10 in the last 2 years.
One of the projects I run at the moment is our employability course. We're working with a lot of local people who have a lot of barriers to employment. Some of these people, they may be ex-offenders, they may have learning difficulties, they may have physical disabilities, or may not have just worked for a long, long time.
The major thing is confidence with these people. See, when they first come in, they're really nervous, but by the time they're left, all this witchcraft surrounding bakery products is gone.
I'm the assistant baker at the Big River Bakery. Well, the most of things with the job as an assistant baker is the bread baking itself. Also, the confectionery side, which is freshly baked confectionery that involves muffins and biscuits for the locals, for everyone to enjoy.
We deliver employability training for long-term unemployed in Newcastle, but we do a lot of other sessions within this space with young and old.
We get people in from the local community. These people come from some of the poorest postcodes in Newcastle. There's a lot of refugees, political refugees, religious refugees. We get a lot of long-term unemployed people as well. I get a real kick out of teaching kids, unemployed people, young mothers, people who are not from the area. I get a kick out of showing them our recipes. That's the inspiration for me. We had groups in on Monday. We showed them the products when they first came in, and we said that's what your product will look like. And they weren't convinced, but by the time the products were coming out of the oven, they were actually whooping and hollering.
It suited me to be voluntary because 2 years ago I had a massive heart attack, so I do suffer now from heart failure, and it means that there's no pressure for me to do a full work, and it makes me boost my self-esteem that I'm valued. I hope that I can stay here for as long as possible because there's potential for everyone in the community to be involved here.
It's been essential to our growth to connect into other community organisations around here. The laundrette next door, Caring Hands, that's a community laundrette. We're their customer for some, and they're our customer for others, and that's a much more resilient model. And some of it's about delivering social value with some partners, others it's about product, others it's just having some fun. It's not just transactional, the relationships, they've been much deeper than that and really valuable.
It might be that we're able as a bakery to offer food and baked goods to people. That means they can hold events, they can run charity things. So it's all about working together as a community to achieve a lot more for a lot more people.
It's quite a challenge to balance the commercial side with the social impact that we try to deliver. I think even more so in the current climate, inflation, electricity, gas, all the bills going up.
We've had a lot of increases on the cost of ingredients, the power. Obviously, there's a lot of equipment plugged in, it takes a lot of money to run. So it has been a challenge to kind of find the balance to keep being a sustainable bakery that makes enough money to keep going and to help others.
We have to be creative and diversify what we do. I think we've got a great creative team, and we're always looking at different ways where we can help.
Often in times of crisis, you need resilience and you need to be innovative to come up with alternative solutions. And I think the Northeast, it's embedded in the culture of the people to come up with solutions to challenges. I've created a digital income channel, so we sell things like Stotty baking kits online. The furthest we've shipped one was to Portland, Oregon. So this product that's never sold south of York, we've globalized. Now, in a small way, but it shows what's possible because people have connected very strongly with the brand, the values of the brand. That particularly came out when we were on the Hairy Bikers program.
After the Hairy Bikers, I think we put the Stotty on the map. So it seemed ideal to write a book for children called Scotty the Stotty. I wrote this in collaboration with a good friend and poet, Jane Byrne, who's a fantastic illustrator. My idea behind this was that it would generate funding to fund free children's baking classes for any child in Newcastle, but particularly any deprived child, and particularly focusing on people in the Shieldfield area.
We've done quite a lot with locality over the years. Certainly in the early days of the business, like a lot of community businesses, passionate individuals, me being one of them, this sort of fuzzy idea of starting a bakery. How do you turn that into something tangible? Locality helped shape that into something coherent. They funded me going on visits to other bakeries in England and Scotland. We had a business plan, but it brought more confidence that we had something that we could grow on, that we could build on through those visits. It's really hard when you're running a day-to-day business to keep up with that whole world, what's moving in terms of policy, funding and everything else. So there's a real value add there to give us that update regularly. For me, the bakery is a fantastic way to keep you grounded and connected into the community, whether it's just someone coming in and they're hungry and they want to buy an affordable loaf, or they want to come in for a chat, or they want to come and have a workshop.
It's a little hub. They sit, we talk, we chat, we share our dreams, we share our hopes, we share our sadnesses.
It's a very rewarding aspect to be able to come to work but know that you're not just making money for somebody, you're actually making a difference and helping the local people.
We've been cut into these vertical channels through social media and just the way society is, that we're not connected, we're independent. But of course we are all interdependent. We're completely interdependent.
When we all work together and learn from each other and support each other, we can achieve so much more.